I call the August 5th of 2026 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Please consider motion approval of the minutes from the July 7th, 2026 Planning and Zoning meeting. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Is there any old business? We have no unfinished business, so we will proceed to new business. The item on our agenda tonight is discussion and consideration and possible action regarding recommending approval or denial to the Board of Aldermen of the final plat for North Creek Plat 3. Does staff have a report?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. So the North Creek property was originally annexed into the city in 2006. The preliminary plat for North Creek consisted of 245 residential lots, was approved by the Planning Commission on April 17th of 2018. That was revised down to 240 lots due to an adverse possession claim with adjacent property owners. So that loss of lots was actually in Phase 4 in the phasing exhibit. They lost a few lots up there, so the new phasing is 240 lots. The current request is for Plat 3, which is actually Phase 2, so a little bit confusing when you look at the phasing map. The first phase was broken into Phase 1A and 1B, so that was Plat 1 and Plat 2, so Phase 2 is Plat 3. The previous plats, Plat 1 was 39 lots, that was approved in August of 2018. Plat 2 was 34 lots, it was approved in November of 2022, November of 2020. Plat 3 consists of 50 residential lots. The remaining phases include 117 lots. And looking at the phasing plan, so Phase 4, which will be Plat 5, is what will connect up to Jim Owens. The North Creek development is located within the service area of Public Water Supply District number 16. The area included in Plat 3 was formerly detached from the district pursuant to a joint agreement between the developer, the water district, and the city, allowing the city to provide water services to this phase of the development. A final plat review is required under Section 405.425 of our code. Action by the Planning and Zoning Commission shall review and recommend final plat approval to the Board of Aldermen. If it is substantially the same as the approved preliminary plat, there's been compliance with any conditions or restrictions and design standards of the cities, and any condition that was placed as part of the preliminary plat approval. Staff has reviewed the final plat, does recommend approval of the final plat. Staff's review concludes that the final plat is substantially the same as the preliminary plat. It's in compliance with the approved construction plans, as well as the city's subdivision regulations and design standards, as well as the adopted and approved development agreement with North Creek Properties. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the commission may have. Thank you.
All right. Are there any questions or comments from the members of the commission for city staff? We are open for discussion.
So Matt, it will go down to Jim Owens Road, correct?
Yes, if the developer continues with the platting process and development process, the Phase 3, which would be Plat 4, is 37 lots, so that could be permitted as the next phase.
Okay.
And then after that would be Phase 4 or Plat 5, which would need to connect up to Jim Owens.
5 would connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plat 5, Phase 4.
Right,
And
which
then
is,
the final phase, Phase 5, which would be Plat 6, would be done after that connection to Jim Owens.
okay, that makes sense. So then they could come in both ways at that point.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they could do one more plat of 37 lots before connecting up to Jim Owens.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That would be, I mean, if they wanted to change that, they would need to come in and do a new phasing plan or new preliminary plat, which have to go back to Planning Commission to be reapproved. So based on what's currently approved, they would have to do it at that phase.
If they wanted to
If
change.
they want to change it, they have to come back for a new approval with a different phasing approach.
Change anything, but definitely if they wanted to change for the the road to go to Jim Owens.
Correct. yeah.
Okay.
Are we responsible for MLOs? Minimum low openings for a floodway? Are we?
We are, yep. Yeah, so part of this phase is in a floodplain that has been reviewed by our floodplain management engineer, which is through OWN Engineering. That is all been reviewed and approved, been through DNR and approved. There are a couple of properties that they are hopeful some of it can be removed from the floodplain, and so they're going to do a LOMA for that.
Good question, David. Were you concerned about down by Jim Owens Road?
No, I just seen the floodway on the east side of the east lots.
Gotcha, okay.
And did you say this is inside this city limits, and they get city water and sewer and all that as well? Or
Correct, yeah. So it is inside city limits, but because it was in part of the water district before it was annexed, that water service predates our water service, so we're not able to provide water unless there's an agreement with the water district to detach. So the agreement to detach has to be a three-way approval. So it was approved by the developer, the city to take them on as a customer, and then detached by the water district. So in that agreement, the city agreed to take them on as water customer and provide water services so long as they were to extend the mains to our standards, which they have. And then the developer was required to pay to the district a detachment fee. So the developer paid to the water district, the city did not have any cost to that. The developer paid the district to detach from them, and then now is eligible to be our water customer.
And has the wave taps expired?
No, that's for the whole development.
The whole
Whole
development gets the wave
development
taps?
has a set tap fee.
Set tap fee, excuse
Yep.
me. Okay.
What's the current detachment fee? Do you know? Is it by acre or?
It is by acre. The amount I'm not, off the top of my head, I can look it up and provide it to you what the detachment fee was.
Good discussion.
So so that road, because I know Phase 1B and Phase 1A are completed, and then that's that straight road that goes through there, that goes to this phase for this Plat 3. The land behind there, in the road right there, one way that road can become a through road is somebody sells that land to go all the way through to the next.
You mean the road that goes to Jim Owens?
Yeah, so
He did buy that.
he did, okay.
And so there used to be, on Jim Owens Road, there used to be a house there.
Okay.
Where if you drive down there, you would see that, if somebody owned that house, and he bought that,
Okay,
which then made that property go through.
okay, because I know back there's like a creek somewhere, kind of like a cliff creek right there or whatnot. I didn't know. if
It's a little bit
that-
further to the west. I think the one where it dumps into Little Blue and then
Yeah.
into the Missouri River, that's to the west.
Okay.
About a half a mile.
Okay.
I grew up on that road,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
not-
know it
so-
like the back of my hand.
So let's say hypothetically or whatnot, they do develop that piece that he got. Who would be responsible for that road to connect to it?
Well, it
Would
becomes
be-
a city
Would it
road.
be a city road or would it be a part of the development?
The developer would be required to build the road.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
But then maintenance, you mean?
Yeah,
yeah, so that we would maintain that road. It would be a city road like any other, yeah.
You're talking about the through road, not Jim Owens. That's county, right?
Correct. Jim Owens is county. We're referring to the through road. That would become city.
The road built by
The road to Jim Owens would become the city, right.
Correct.
Right.
That's what you meant, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jim Owens would remain the county.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then if if you look at the phasing plan, so everything that's here in white, I mean, that's unincorporated. So
Yeah.
when they annexed in, it's really just a sliver up to Jim Owens is what was annexed. And at the time, the preliminary plat and the phasing plan was a secondary access to the development, which was Phase 4, allowing them to do Phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 4 would then connect to Jim Owens, and then Phase 5 would continue on after that. And there's various stub outs around the development, so if in the future somebody else wanted to annex in, they could then develop and connect off any of those particular stub outs. Phase 4 You can see some of these lots now are a little bit longer. Initially, before the adverse possession claim happened, there was lots on each side of that road up to Jim Owens. But with the loss of that property to an adjacent property owner, that road up to Jim Owens now is only going to have development on one side. There's no longer enough room with the floodplain there to develop on both sides.
That's why it's funny shaped, because those people owned that, and they
Yeah.
owned it all the way back, and they sold it, they tore down the house. Yeah.
All right. If there is no more discussion, do we have a motion to recommend approval or denial to the Board of Aldermen for the proposed final plat of North Creek Plat 3?
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the Board of Aldermen.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Are there any communications or correspondence? Are there any additional items? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.